Okay, welcome everyone. Paul Stoner here, joined today by Edward Hobbs, and Ed has won Salesperson of the Month for October and November, the year, most listings and sales. Congratulations, mate, on a great
Paul.
year.
Thank you.
What I wanted to talk to Ed about today was a couple of things. First, the last 2 months, they've been flat chat, and we're towards the end of December now. How have you coped the last couple of months?
Having a good team, ultimately, yeah. So Tabitha and Doug have been terrific. We've had 2 big months, lots of prospecting mid-year, which has enabled to get some good listings for these 2 months. But Doug and Tabitha carry a lot of the workload now as well, so it's evenly spread amongst the three of us.
Yeah, happy team though. Everyone seems to be really enjoying it.
Happy team, and it's good fun. Yeah. Sometimes too good fun.
It's stressful sometimes, though.
A little bit, yeah. But now we're at the end of the year, so it's all good, and I've had a good year.
So reflecting back on the year, mate, you've had a really busy year. You just told me now it's 103 sales for the year, and you might knock another couple
2 hopefully
off,
as we speak, yeah.
Reflecting back,
yep.
What things do you think you did well? What things do you think you didn't do so well?
Probably the prospecting was good. That was a lot of discipline around the just sold calls. The just listed not so much because there's so much stock in Richmond, such a high turnover. But discipline around the just sold calls and the just sold emails blasting out a boom has been good. If I can't get them on the phone, obviously they can respond to an email at their own time. So that's been something that a challenge for me to consistently do every Monday, that sometimes fall into Tuesdays. And also the progress report summaries as well we're doing. They work really well, and we've had lots of it's just a one-page report, but lots of good feedback from vendors.
Have you designed that one yourself, or is it the one that you get off REA?
It's Josh's Fegan's. But very simple, but works beautifully well. And lots of good feedback from vendors to say, hey, I've sold in the past, we haven't used this report. Keeps things, the indicators of interest. We know where everything's at. And when it comes time for that reserve meeting or the reserve chat, it's just a natural decision because they're so well informed through the process. So that's worked well.
Fantastic. And the challenges that you've had throughout the year, what do you think would be the major challenges you guys have had as a team?
Not being able to get to every open for inspection, all that sort of stuff comes up regularly. Finding the time to do the discipline stuff to get the results that obviously, put the icing on the cake. But we've had a good year, and we've had a lot of fun, and keeping a positive mindset. If you miss a listing, you've got to bounce back so quickly. A couple of years ago, I'd go into a corner and cry for a couple of weeks, and then I'd miss the next one. But now it's just next, best 4-letter word in real estate, next.
You're only allowed to cry twice a year.
Hey? Yeah, I've cried more than twice this year internally. But you just can't show it. You just got to get on with it. And if I'm down, it's also Doug and Tabitha are going to pick up on that negative energy. So I've got to be captain, hero to them all the time.
What I meant to ask you when reflecting back, the hot list that you keep on your phone, that's still your best? That's still good. I track listings for the month, sales for the month, valuations for the month, and submissions for the month. But also a little bit of a hot list of who I'm chasing. So if I'm sitting at traffic lights or I'm sitting there just twiddling my thumbs waiting for an appointment, I can check back on that, phone. And it's always there for me just to check in. And the highs, apart from doing 103 sales?
103, we cracked the mill for gross comm, so that was good. That was a little target I'd set at the start of the year. Probably my post-auction negotiating as well. That's something that I've strengthened. We've done 130 and 150 lifts in negotiating this year, and probably auctions as a whole. I've spent time with Phil DeFagley's fantastic, as we know. So they're 2 other key areas that I'll probably strengthen this year as well. So,
and have you had many people say that they don't want to use you as the auctioneer? That's always a challenge when they say, I thought I'd use that person.
Not directly to my face. I'd be pretty shattered if... I'm sure that's happened, but I've got one that wants to use Russell coming up. So that's probably an indirect way of saying they don't want to use me, Lowe's, I didn't take on a couple of properties this year I didn't think were saleable. And ultimately they went to the competition, and that hurts. And then ultimately they were sold. So
you decided on price that you didn't want them, or
one was price. I probably wasn't optimistic enough, and it sold for 10,000 short of what I didn't put on it. And another one in front of a huge development, and I just thought it was unsaleable, and Hocking's got it, and Hocking's passed it in, but Hocking sold it the Monday after the auction. So that hurt. So you never stop learning, and I look back, and I've had a good year, but I look back and go, there's three properties in particular I should have taken on, and I didn't, and I thought I was probably too clever and I knew a bit much. And they're 3 whacks at me personally that I have to learn from 2014.
So it's interesting. You get to this stage of the year and all of a sudden you have a little bit more time
to reflect.
And you think, what are the things that I'm going to do in the next 12 months that'll make me better again? And have you given that any thought at this stage?
I haven't sat down, done the figures and the numbers. Obviously the mil plus is now a goal I want to achieve each year. The secondary market, probably I'm trying to create, i.e. if I take on a higher price bracket, or if I take on more townhouses and development side of things in addition to my core market, probably something as well I'm looking at, but also trying to really work on strengthening my fee or holding my fee. I just signed up one last night at 1.85 inclusive. That's a good fee for me, and I would have probably done that 1.5 plus GST early this year. But I've made a real goal to try and keep my fees or strengthen my fees for 2014. Because I
know that's a challenge. Your fees, Team Hill will be on your heels.
I can't have Hilly getting these awards. And any of the guys from Knox are doing particularly well.
Oh yeah, they are.
Flinny's obviously revved them up beautifully.
And look out for the guys in Glen Waverley too.
Glen Waverley,
they're doing,
Ming. Okay, so everyone's on our tail. So fees and create a secondary market. Probably two things in addition to everything I've done this year.
So Cremorne, you're at saturation point with Cremorne. Really, you've done so well there over the last 8 years.
My BDA. Focus area.
So are you at the stage there now where you stand to lose more than you gain from the competition because they're just looking for competition against you?
Well, I did 2 auctions on Saturday, both in Cremorne. Both sold well. Both I've previously sold in the past. So I don't want to, if I'm looking to move into another area, lose ground in my BDA because that is that's my bread and butter. I'm not usually shopped around in that area. Interesting enough, there were only 20 odd sales in Cremorne this year. I did 43 2012.
Wow.
So only half the volume in Cremorne. So
that's amazing.
But what generally comes on, I'm generally called into, unless it's in a high-rise apartment complex with a lot of investors and other agents. But the mums and bubs single fronters, I'm generally called in, and it's kind of mine to lose to a degree. But that's because I put the hard yards in over the last 7-8 years.
Now you've hit on something there. The apartments, a lot of apartments being built in Richmond still.
Massive
right
saturation.
Through. Do you guys, you getting the first look into those, or are they doing the old agents number 4 in?
A lot of them have got their internal agents still selling off the plan. The ones that have settled, there's a whole range of agents looking after them. I tend not to prospect them too hard. There's 300 in some complexes, and you've got to be the cheapest and all that sort of stuff to sell them. So I try and, because our team's at capacity, I'm trying to look for better quality stuff. Because there's so many of these new ones that have come on that it's just they're difficult to sell. So
well, mate,
trying to fine tune what I can get now.
It's interesting. Congratulations again on a great year. I think the point that one of the points I'd like everybody to take from today's conversation is Ed is fantastic at doing the stuff that a lot of you don't consider to be sexy, but it gets results.
The hard yards.
And that's Steve's stuff coming through still to this day after about 8 years of just ticking the boxes, get it done, don't leave anything to question, and you'll get good results.
The grind.
Then you just got to be a good guy like Ed.
Hey, and handsome.
Congratulations, mate. Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Paul.
And have a great break with the family.
We'll do.
And we'll see you
2014.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you.